Hello, my fairy tale things, and if you're new here, well, I have a bit of a Shrek obsession, as you can tell. On this channel, we have been sort of chronicling the merchandise history of my favorite movie series of all time, the Shrek films, through action figures, Happy Meal, Kids Meal toys, plush, and all that vintage goodness. And it's really been incredible, all the stuff we've been able to look at. So check out my backlog if you want to watch some exciting Shrek-lecting videos. And today, we're actually going to be expanding the Shrek collection. Now, I have had a bit of a hot streak lately with Shrek items at the flea market. For example, I've gotten like the 7-Eleven Big Gulp mug. This is actually a rare piece that I had been looking for a long time. I missed out on one of these on eBay, and it was in a flea market bin. And I asked how much it was, and the guy just said, "I don't know, man, just take it." Now, don't worry, I did give him a tip because I had to have this, and I wasn't just gonna take it for free, but yeah, that was pretty neat. And then I got the Barbie Loves Shrek. This one was actually a little pricier, but I wanted this in the collection. I actually had owned this before, but now it's for good, because now the Shrek collection is here to stay. Now, Shrek has come in and out of my life at many times, but as a kid, Shrek was my favorite animated character, and he was what got me into toy collecting. The Shrek toys were actually the first action figure line that I can remember going to the store and picking out and collecting. Like, there I am at the store. I don't know why Dad took that photo still of me just longing and looking for those figures, but yeah, that's me. And I have this crazy Shrek collection that we've looked at in our mini videos. But now it is time to expand the Shrek collection because I have these big items here, and I don't just want to have them packed away. I want to have them on display in the videos. So we're going to be expanding the Shrek collection westward here. Expanding it, okay? It is my manifest destiny. It's Mana Shrek Destiny. Mana Shrek Destiny, I like that. And I'm so sorry to Sonic the Hedgehog here. He is going to be temporarily packed away. Now, I did mention in a previous video that I would be moving to a bigger place soon, and that is still happening, but that stuff doesn't happen overnight. It takes some time. So for the time being, Sonic is going to go into a temporary bin setup. Don't worry, I can still easily access the figures, and this area needs to be Shrek'd, right? It needs to totally be Shrek'd. And I thought it would be fun to take you with me today as you kind of watch this crazy sped up footage of me going through and taking all these figures off and testing various Shrek items. I mean, I don't know the footage, me standing here, because I'm Austin in the past, and what you're seeing now is Austin in the future. But I'm just kind of imagining, like, I want plush on the top. I always do plush on the top of my collections, because I live in an area with a lot of earthquakes, you know, California with all earthquakes. And then I want the more collectible and rarer items on the lower shelves. So that way when, you know, the room goes a-shaken, the Shreks don't go a-tumbling, right? But I have a confession. I love to organize. Now, I am aware that I'm like super clean OCD. I've always been the cleanly one in my family that's all about organizing, but I get joy from it. It's like a stress relief thing. Organizing things makes me feel better. And I organize the Shrek collection a lot. You may have noticed in the background of my videos that my background setup changes quite a bit. Now, part of that is luck. Like I said, I've been on a bit of a hot streak with Shrek items lately. Like, I went a big portion of last year without finding anything at the flea markets. It was like a Shrek desert. And then all of a sudden, it's like you enter Duloc and they have all those Lord Farquaad plush. It's like every weekend I'm just finding Shrek banger after banger, and I'm like, oh no, what am I gonna do? I could put it in bins. I have space to store this stuff, but it's hard to do with Shrek, you know? It's really hard to put that green ogre in a bin and close the lid on him, to say. Now, I want to have the, as much as possible, displayed, right? Even if it does look kind of hectic here. But anyways, I love to organize and redo my display and see what figures look better with which pieces. I actually think it's like a form of play in a way. It's a way you interact with these collectibles. It's funny because one of the most common comments I see on a lot of my collection videos is someone always says, well, that collection must be a big pain to dust. And yes, in theory, it is a big pain to dust, and some of the things in my collection get dusty very easily. That's fine. I actually kind of liked dust. I'm weird. But for the most part, my collectibles don't get dusty because I'm organizing it around so much. And that is the fun. Not only is it just cool to see what things would look better with other things, but often when I'm organizing, I'm reminded of collectibles I forgot I had. And I'm like, oh, there's, the Shrek Pez collection. I haven't done a video on that yet. So that's another reason I'm doing this, is kind of just to take inventory again and see what I have. But through the magic of time travel now, which you've been seeing through that lovely sped up footage, I'm going to snap my fingers and this shelf here will have been fully redone and we will have fully Shrek'd out this complete setup behind me, and it's going to look completely insane. So on the count of 3, all right, we're going to say get Shrek'd. 1, 2, 3. Get Shrek'd. This ain't no fairy tale. Well, that was relatively painless. It somehow took both longer and shorter than I thought it would. Like, yes, I did have to curate this shelf and put some of the collectibles that I wanted displayed right there, like the dolls and plush and such, but I was also worried that this whole section would become unraveled as I took pieces away from this display. But for the most part, it was just odds and ends that weren't fitting on this shelf, like the dolls being the biggest example. This Ogress Fiona right here, the Blockbuster doll, easily one of the rarest items in my collection. That doll is so fragile, I am just terrified of her falling. So now she's on a shelf with, a lot of room that if she fell, I think she may be able to survive. Same with like the Vinyl Shrek, the Donkey plush here from Forever After that, watch that video if you haven't, may or may not be a prototype. And then Fiona here, the MGA doll, another Holy Grail piece. Now on the top, I just went with all plush. That way, if anything fell, nothing would break. And it's great because I have so many Shrek plush and they've all just been kind of crammed together into little spaces. It was nice to be able to spread these out and just give them a little bit more room to breathe. And that's not even counting the fact that if we pan all the way over here, on top of my bed here, I have all of the stragglers. Yeah, these are the plush that are not quite as displayable, but I still have. And, I never want to pack Shrek away in a bin. I want it on display. So that's the overflow shelf. And then over here, we have the main shelf. Looks like Universal Studios Shrek is falling, probably due to my air conditioner being on as I talk. Now Fiona's falling. Plush Man, well, a little difficult to display, How do you guys display plush? Let me know in the comments. But, yeah, they always seem to fall over on me. But this was a lot of fun, just to, put on a podcast or YouTube video in the background and just redo my toys. I totally get a kick out of it. I also redid the Pop Vinyl shelf as I've been getting more of the Shrek Pops. And this bottom shelf here is now my Little Figures shelf with all of my McFarlane, some of the keychains, all just the little tiny ones. And then, of course, we have our main action figure shelf. This one actually was untouched. I didn't move any of these figures because I'm quite happy with how this is displayed. So this one won't change at all, but the corner one changed. I now have all my Shrek, cups and lunch boxes together. I'm a big fan of the kitchenware. I don't know, I'm weird. I just really like seeing Shrek classic renders on cups. I got this 7-Eleven one here. This is the Tupperware cup, and then this is the Tupperware bucket. This is actually one of the toughest Shrek Tupperware pieces to ever find. I've actually never seen one of these on eBay. It was a flea market find, and my heart literally stopped when I saw it because it's something I've wanted so badly. And if you watch the Shrek 5 rumor videos, you'll know that's what I use as the leak bucket. When we go through all of the rumors about Shrek 5, I throw them in that bucket and read them, and that's the leak bucket. But yeah, that is just an amazing piece. So I really wanted that without a bunch of stuff on top of it. And overall, I just think there's a lot more breathing room in my display. I also added some plush here on the desk, so Shrek is just kind of spreading to every corner of my room now, which is just, completely crazy and normal at the same time. Shrek's just slowly taken over, but I love it. Collecting Shrek with all of you guys has been absolutely amazing. So to all of the subscribers out there, when I'm recording this, we're right on the cusp of hitting 10K, which is just completely insane to me. I don't even know how to feel about that. I want to cry. I'm so happy. But it's really been an amazing journey. And as I post each video and we go through the, history and just learning about these toys, I get so many amazing comments. So yeah, that was the expanding of the Shrek collection. So now we have an entire wall of Shrek. And why would I want an entire wall of Shrek, you ask? So I can film shots like this. Oh my god. Look at all this Shrek stuff behind me. It's mind-numbing, people. Absolutely mind-numbing. And knowing my luck, I'll probably find another big piece at the flea market in a few weeks, and I'll have to put another shelf like over here. It just never seems to end. But yeah, if you go out there and look, you'll find all sorts of treasure. It's just crazy to me how much I found so quickly. I am very thankful, and most of all, thankful to you all, the viewers, for sticking around and watching me as we go through this journey that really is only just beginning, because there's going to be new Shrek toys on the shelf very soon, and I'll be there with all of my Shrek collectibles to unbox them, and you'll be there watching, and hopefully in the comments. But to conclude, just let me know in the comments your collections, whether it is Shrek or some other hyperfixation. I know we've all got them. I want to know about yours. What is fun about organizing and collecting? Because, some people are very picky about the glass cases, the IKEA cases. I get it, I just like these plastic ones from Walmart because I like to grab and touch the collectibles and photograph them. But, of course, it could be a lot nicer, Sometimes a classy display is pretty nice. So, let me know. I want to hear all sorts of different opinions on what the best and most fun way to display your toys and what your toy rooms are like. But in the meantime, I'll be forever reorganizing. I'm sure next time you tune in, things will be moved around again, because that's what I do. I sit down with my coffee, and I'm like, that figure should go there, and that should go there. And that's the fun of collecting. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me ramble with the Shrek collection. And as always, have a happily ever after. Alright, back to Shrekland I go. And a special thanks to my Super Swampy supporters: Pizza Topping, Shotgun Justice, Telephone Wire, SMO3, and a special shout out to Talt Low for a recent super chat. If you'd like to support the channel, consider a 99-cent donation via YouTube membership. It would be much appreciated. And a special thanks to you for making it through the whole video.